Cheers, Muses. I'm Erica Papillon-Posey, and welcome to another episode of Suits Souls by EPP, where I inspire you with timeless, classic, prim looks from my boudoir. And as always, please hang out until the end for the mini photo shoot that I provide for you at the conclusion of every episode. And in today's episode, we're going to be styling looks for you all in khaki. That's right. Now, contrary to popular belief, khaki is not the material. It is actually a color. The word khaki has its origins in Persia, and Persia is modern day Iran. That's right. Now, in the mid-19th century, about the 1840s, 1850s, British military soldiers that were over there fighting actually used tea and dirt to soil their clothing so that they could camouflage themselves while in the trenches. Yeah, so that they could be incognito and, just mask themselves with their surroundings, essentially. So I thought that was an interesting tidbit, right? So again, it does not refer to the material as it's become synonymous with like chinos and things like that, or a lightweight twill. No, it actually is referring to the color, again, meaning dusty or soil colored, right? Interesting tidbit. I told you that I like history, right? So I'm always going to dig a little deeper than just, the surface stuff, the aesthetic stuff, because it's good to learn things, right? And you know me, I'm good for providing a little bit of history. Yes. So let's get started. Our first look that we have for you today. Do you remember that khaki trench coat that I styled for you in my trench coat video? I'm popping it up here in case you want to go back and check it out. But I actually purchased that khaki trench coat from Taylor Loft that I love so much. And that was a recent acquisition. I actually featured it with some other trenches of mine. But this trench coat is stellar. I love this trench coat. It is fabulous. The quality is exceptional. It's exceptional. Again, it's from Taylor Loft. It has all of the makings, as I told you before. It has the storm shield that is traditional and customary in a trench coat, but specifically the straps, the button straps on the collar, as well as the button straps on the wrist. Oh, I just love this trench coat. Again, with the venting going on in the back here. Yeah. Fantastic. But I didn't remember. I told you, yes, I did. I think I did in that video. I'll have to go back and watch it myself as well, that I actually purchased the matching skirt to go to it and that I would style it for you at a later date. Well, the date is here. The date is now. So here is that skirt, right? It's perfection. It's perfection. I love the slanting here, the asymmetry here of the buttoned portion, the opening on the diagonal, right? I also love how it draws the waist in. And if you can tell, it has this really pleated, can you see you can see it actually better on the back. This pleating here that goes around the circumference of the skirt there and kind of pops out for like a little tulip effect. Just fantastic. I just love it. And of course, the buttons are a dark brown, so it's not black. They're actually a dark brown. But again, completely lined, just like the trench coat itself, completely lined, yes. And another thing that I love, pockets are always a win. There are pockets on both sides of this skirt. Just fabulous, fabulous. But I didn't want to do something that was really kind of plain Jane with it, even though we're highlighting khaki. I really wanted to put some color into this look. So I went with this stunning emerald green top. This is just a basic Zara top that I purchased. I think I've had this in my wardrobe about maybe 8 years or so. You saw this exact top, but in red for my Valentine's Day video. Again, I'm popping it up here if you want to go check it out, but it was that rich, deep garnet red that I styled with those lace bell-bottom trousers. Do you remember that? And the obi belt. It was fire with that garnet faux fur stole. You should go check it out. Again, here it is there. There it is. Go check it out. But isn't this green just stellar? Just exquisite, isn't it? I love this shade of green. What is not to love? Talk about an awakening. Just beautiful. Fantastic. Again, this is just a Zara satin button down that I used as my pop of color in that look. What did I accessorize with for that first look? I went with, and again, anything as always that is still available, I will always link for you below. I went with these tinted green sunnies. Yeah, can you see the green tint there? These are just an Amazon special from Soho's. Yeah, I am pretty positive they're still available. So again, I will link them for you, but just highlights this green beautifully, right? And then you remember seeing this gigantic oversized tote that I introduced to you, because this is another recent acquisition of mine, but I introduced this tote to you in my haul. Again, I'm putting it up there in case you want to go check it out, but this is a rich chocolate brown with this circular handle detailing here, and you can also drawstring or, pull it here to cinch it closed. I love this bag because it also zips. It is 100% leather, and I purchased this beauty from TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx's website. I didn't get it in store. It is specifically from the website. This is from a brand in Firenze called Cheval. So Cheval, Cheval. I am positive that they are sold out. So sorry, but it is a stellar piece of craftsmanship. I am just in love with this bag. It's divine. It is divine. And the shoes that I went with, you've seen these before. It's been a little while since I've worn them. I think I last wore this in my chocolate brown video. I think it was my modern with vintage vibes video is when I last wore these. But look at these Michael Kors. I love me some Michael Kors heels with a generous platform. I've had these about 12, 13 years, and they're just fabulous. Just wonderful. So easy to walk in. The craftsmanship is exceptional, and I'm just never going to get rid of them. Again, I've had these about 12, 13 years. These Michael Kors city sandals in this wonderful snakeskin print. Look at that. Exceptional for having had them for 12, 13 years, right? And I have definitely gotten my cost per wear out of these beauties, right? That was look number one. Tell me what you think about it. I'm really curious to see. Moving on to look number two. Look number two. This suit is stellar. It's fire. It has all kinds of incredible little whimsical design features to it that I think are just chef's kiss. Again, just really exquisite, just very thoughtful in not doing a traditional suit, just the basic structure and outline and silhouette of a basic suit. This is not. This is anything but basic. This jacket, starting with the jacket, it has so much going on with this jacket. As you can tell by the video, I have bow tied it to the side in the neck here, right? It is a one button closure here. It has another anchor button on the inside. Let me see if I can get this open. Anchor button on the inside, So double-breasted ankle button, not double, single-breasted, but an anchor button on the inside. Again, this long sash for tying a bow in the neck, as you can tell. And then in the back, baby, in the back, completely open. Look at that. Completely open. And then again, look at this flap. This extra flat material that mimics the material on the trouser the mate trouser that comes with it, runs all the way down the length of the arm through the shoulder area. Look at that. For that just billowy effect, right? Beautiful. I love this suit. Again, that opening comes all the way down through the entirety of the back of the suit, right? And again, it just closes so you can tie it again around the waist, right? Look. Now, it comes with matching trousers, as I just said. Comes with a belt here for the trouser itself. But look at these trousers. Do you see this extra material? Just the same as the material that mimics the back of the blazer itself. Their bell here, just a slight bell bottom there, right? And fits really snug through the hip, buttock, and waist area, and then flares out at the bottom. I can't tell you how impressed I am with just the design features of this suit. It also has pockets on the back. The pockets are not functional, just for design, of course. Yes, I really love this. It also has pockets here. The pockets on the front are functional. Yeah, right there. Not functional pockets on the back. But I am curious to see what you think about this beauty here. Look, that's a gorgeous suit. I don't care what you say. That's a gorgeous suit. And how did I accessorize it? I went with a newer acquisition of mine, this Kate Spade camera bag. I have been wanting a camera bag for some time. The camera bag that I have always wanted, I will never pay for. So it doesn't even matter that if I say the designer name or not, because I would never pay what they're charging you for that camera bag. But this is a Kate Spade camera bag that is still available. It also comes in ivory. Look how beautiful she is. Just beautiful. Comes with a strap for shoulder and crossbody wear. I still have not taken the paper out of it. Again, it is a newer acquisition of mine, but comes with the chain inside here. There we go. And it is 100% leather, and it is currently on clearance. It was originally $300 some odd, but I actually purchased it for $115, I think it was. And I have my camera bag, and I don't need another. And I've been wanting a camera bag for years, but just never saw one that I really liked until this Kate Spade. You can also get it at a Kate Spade outlet if you're willing to venture to an outlet near you, but I actually purchased it online. Again, Kate Spade. And it paired beautifully with my Michael Kors leather Martina platform. Yes, yes. Remember? Come on now. You know I'm obsessed. I've said it before. I've said it several times in several videos past. I am obsessed with this Michael Kors Martina sandal, which I have, you've seen, in the snake embossed gold and the patent leather. Fire. These are fire, right? Just the construction of the platform. Again, as a shorter woman, I so appreciate a stellar, well-made platform. And this Michael Kors is just, it fits the bill for me. Again, with this, remember I told you I don't really like things that have the designer's logo or emblem on it, but this one is more tasteful. Yes. And you can't really tell. It just looks like a design feature. You know, it just looks like some kind of abstract writing or something like that, you know, even like maybe a Roman numeral or something. But yes, this is the Michael Kors logo in gold. Again, these are 100% leather with a little dangly there. See that at the top, which is just the Michael Kors logo as well. But I just love these. These are fantastic. These are going to, very much like these, will be in my collection for the foreseeable future. Again, that was look number 2. I'm really interested to see what you think about that one as well. So make sure you let me know. Look number 3. I am actually wearing the top, which actually serves as a top and a jacket. Yes, I picked this beauty up years ago on Amazon. And you can find them on Amazon now. The exact same one, I think, I have seen on Amazon for like 20. There are several different options with several different vendors, brands on Amazon. So I've seen them range anywhere from $14 to $30, $40. Again, depending on the retailer on Amazon. But this one, I don't remember how much I actually paid for it. Again, I've had it in my wardrobe for some time. And when I say some time, I mean years. But I styled it with this skirt from Zara that I picked up in Salzburg. Yes, it has a split here, zips up in the back for easy access with this beautiful striped khaki and gray detailing here. I really love this skirt, and I have a little story behind this skirt. But let me get through the look first because I really want to tell you this incredible story. So the shoes that I went with are these Steve Madden strappy sandals, right? Steve Madden. I have had these. I also have these in black, as a matter of fact. They're all suede. Yep. Steve Madden, all suede. Again, strappy sandal. I have had these about 13, 14 years. Yes, I have. And they match the handbag that we went with beautifully. Just perfection, right? You remember I told you I have an eye for these details. And again, this is one of my dupes from Firenze, from Florence in Italy. You've seen this one other time. I actually styled them with these glasses as well, also from Amazon, with this gray trim on it, but the hardware is actually gold, right? Just really nice. I love this bag. Love the bag. The glasses complement it beautifully. This bag, again, has a sleeve on the back, which I've shown you again in videos past. It also is just 100% leather, exceptional quality. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. And I am going back to Italy this summer so that I can pick some more up. So I'm super excited to see what the market has there. But again, this skirt is actually a midi. It is not a maxi, but still comes down pretty far, especially for me being as short as I am. It actually comes down pretty significantly, a little past the midi range for me, but it's totally okay because it really did highlight and accentuate the style aesthetic, the design aesthetic of the heel here, the Michael Kors heel, right? Tell me what you think about it. So that was look number 3. Again, I'm wearing the top to this ensemble. Let me know what you think. But the little story about this skirt, I should have actually told you the story before I showed you look number 3. But this skirt in particular, so I was in Salzburg, Österreich. Österreich is Austria. So Salzburg, Salzburg, Austria, was the home of my dearly beloved, dearly departed mentor and voice teacher, Grace Bumbry. If you don't know who Grace Bumbry is as an African-American, shame on you. And I am telling you right now, you have an assignment to go look up Grace Bumbry, Grace Bumbry, Bumbry, from St. Louis, Missouri. She was, I keep saying is because she passed just last year. So many interesting tidbits about her. Her adopted son was Destiny's Child's first manager. Her adopted son, David, was Destiny's Child's first manager. But again, she was my vocal mentor. So I would hop on a plane and I would go and see her in Salzburg, Austria, the home of he who shall not be named. I would say about 2 or 3 times a year so that I could study with her. And she lived in the heart of Salzburg. Now, if you know what Salzburg is famous for, chime in below if you knew this. But Salzburg is where The Sound of Music was also filmed. It is also where Mozart lived for much of his life, and her home resided in the same square where his birth home was, his birth home. And I had the pleasure of, whenever I would go to study with her, I'd have the pleasure of living in an apartment above her flat. So she actually owned the property above where she lived as well, in the center of literally the town center, the heart of the center. So there were always tourists all around, right? She was world renowned. Many people knew her, even as a Black woman from St. Louis. She spoke fluent German. She actually spoke multiple languages as a celebrated, renowned opera singer. Another interesting tidbit, she was honored with the Kennedy Center honor by Barack and Michelle Obama. I'm popping pictures up here so that you can see it. She sang for something like 5 presidents. Yes, just a celebrated her. If you think my background is interesting, I would sit at her knee like a little child and listen to every interesting story that she ever told me. My very first day with her, I sat at her knee like a child, and we watched Memoirs of a Geisha. We were studying with her, and one of the other young ladies that was studying with me from Japan, her name was Makiko, and she was singing the role of Cho-Cho-san from the famed Puccini opera, Madame Butterfly. And she was trying to teach Makiko how to be demure and sexy and, alluring, because that's what the role called for. So her way of doing that was us watching Memoirs of a Geisha and eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, because that was her guilty pleasure, right? Yes, there is Kentucky Fried Chicken. And this was in Berlin, in the heart of Berlin. She actually lived in Salzburg, but her institute took place in the heart of Berlin at the University of the Arts. So we would go back and forth, okay? Now, I had to go to the pharmacy for her one day. The pharmacy was on this famous street in the heart, again, of Austria called Gasse. And Gasse had a Zara on the main street. I was going to the pharmacy. And when I say pharmacy, I mean this pharmacy was from the 1700s. That's how old this pharmacy was. So they still made medications and things by hand, like with the pumice and stone and what have you. And I said, well, Miss B, I called her Miss B. Miss B, are you going to send me with a letter or something? Are they just going to give me your medication? She was like, darling, my dear. She sang everything like a classic prima donna would. My darling, dear, they know who I am. Of course, they will give it to you. You just tell them that you are there for Miss B, and they will give it to you straight away. Again, this is a Black woman from St. Louis. She had not lived in the United States at that point, I think, for about 45, 50 years. Yes, literally. So I am rushing down Gasse to go get her medication, and I tripped over one of the stones because the streets are still completely and utterly stoned. And I ripped the shorts that I was wearing. Completely ripped the shorts that I was wearing. And thank God, I was so embarrassed. Thank God, immediately to my right, I knew that Zara was right there because I'd already been shopping in there a number of times because I stayed with her, I think about 2 months at that point I was with her. And I ran into that Zara and I purchased this skirt. And it was on clearance. I snatched that skirt off of the rack so fast and ran into that dressing room and put it on. And when I tell you that I had a rip. I was so embarrassed because this thoroughway is really heavy traffic. It's a heavy touristy traffic area. So a lot of people saw what happened and I was so embarrassed. But this skirt, This is the skirt that saved the day. And I couldn't have been more thankful and more gracious that Zara was in my periphery. And I knew it was there and it saved the day. And for that reason, I will never get rid of this skirt. Never, never, never. Especially, look, it has a split on the side as well. It really is a cute skirt. It really is a wonderful skirt. But it's just a simple basic skirt with this ruching here, you know, just to give it a little design detail, again, with the stripes on it and the split on the side. But this skirt will forever have a place in my heart because it saved my behind, quite literally and figuratively. So there you have it. Look number 3 and the story behind look number 3, the skirt from look number 3. So thank you so very much, Muses, for joining me on this episode of Suits Soles by EPP. And don't forget to head on over to Instagram and follow me there at Suits Soles by EPP. And if you're not already doing so, please subscribe for notifications on all new episodes. But until we meet again, à bientôt, Muses. Bye.